intriguing.
We have heard rumors of the princess maybe showing some sort of latent powers. Do you know anything of that?
Latent powers.
Apparently a powerful wizard named Thatch has recently been employed in the Adarium to teach her the ways of magic.
Though she seems to be taking to it very much like a fish in water.
And where have you got this information?
I have quite the tongue for asking around, but in simplicity, connections to one of her teachers.
Very well, then. You seem very resourceful. I have no such information, sadly.
Disappointing, but
It is not something that I have gotten out, I'm sure. If it was, I would know of it.
Is the king's quarters also up on the higher floors of the Adarium?
I must admit again that I do not know. The prior kings were a little less accepting of us. Barkins. One was mad, stayed very well out of sight for that time. The first one was good, but at that point the place was not built yet. I have not had the chance of really being inside. I have been inside the outer halls, of course. Quite significant they are, the inner sanctum only being a small part of the main keep. Now it is as a city by itself, really. Palace, unlike anything else. I should be glad someday to walk its halls and brush it over, perhaps.
Zachariah smiles. Don't get your hopes up too much, Count. There might not be too much Adarium left when we are done with it.
Not as well. I have my eyes on a different home. She turns his eyes towards the kings again. I was born in there.
Oh, this is going to be awkward.
I grew up in there. It would be a shame if I did not die in there as well, would it not?
Yes,
Quite
agreed.
Don't be like that. He's going to be nervous around us.
I think we want that.
Absolute.
It's a little weird.
Now the only thing I can hope for seems to be vengeance, and so it shall be mine.
Shall be all of ours.
There are others, like us, people who have braved the storm of Daria, who are still alive and of some connection to the family, more or less. Such could be mobilized if need be.
For what purpose do you imagine?
We have different holdings, small or large, minor forces, political power mostly.
Good.
If given assurances and presented with a plan that might work, it is likely that many would stand beside me.
Well, we
Of course, it is worth saying that those who would have not supplied as many troops to the king's army as those who wouldn't.
Well, if our plan succeeds and the king falls, the army will be leaderless. Or, well, it will at least lose much of its hope and head. That is the plan. Cut the head of the snake and the body dies. We have our own troops in place, and quite the military genius leading them. With the king out of the way, the battle will be a brutal one, but I think we can win. And when we do, well, a new order will rise. There might be a bit of a time after the fall of the king and the horrible defeat of his armies, when chaos will reign. He looks to the count. We then can perhaps count on you, my lord, to seize the reins of the kingdom and keep it steady for us until we return from the fields of battle.
I shall do my best then. Such can be done. If no one else steps up, I certainly could. Most here have some fear in aiding me, however, those not already affiliated.
Of course. Well, when the king dies, we will reveal our true colors, and none can stand against our power. And that is something that is good to remember for everyone involved.
Very well. As long as the house of Darius falls and is extinguished, then I will count this deal as complete.
It will be in ash and ruin.
Is Richard Haviland one of the people that will travel with the king?
I do not know. He did leave with him. I do not know if he's part of the inner circle, however. The king likes to keep specific chosen knights for every campaign, as to raise them up. I'm sure some of his previously chosen knights are in the Adarium right now, protecting his daughter.
Well,
They
it could
should
have
not
been.
be that much trouble if they do not have the horse and lance, however.
Well, it would just be nice to kill two birds with one stone.
As I see it, if he is with the king and you kill him, that is fine. If he isn't and you win your battle, then that is fine as well, is it not?
Sure. Why not?
We will destroy House Haviland one way or the other. Definitely.
It's another place to fall, then. These are times of change. It has come at last.
Indeed, as we said, a new order is rising, and the foundations of Talengard will be quite uprooted by this effort.
Shaken to their core, as for your political clout to pull back together.
Raises his wine glass and says, to a new order, then. Venya raises hers and says, to a new order.
Okay, raises her glass to a new order. And she looks smug at Zacharias.
Zacharias nods to a new order.
Kyron will also raise his already empty wine glass.
His wine barrel.
His bottle.
Azurus will also raise his wine glass while handing a bottle to Kyron. To a new
Okay.
order.
Marcus will arrive with a servant and raise him up to a new order.
No, he's not allowed. He's outside in the garden.
Raise up the serpent.
No, then, I will tell you and give you the same basic deal as I did to our dear Vanya here. If you serve us in our interest, Count, then you are also under our protection. It is a simple deal, really.
Martin says, I cannot see how our interests could not align at this point.
Indeed not. We fight for the same cause, after all.
The same goal, indeed.
But
And
no,
of this, looks quite angry, filthy line upon the throne, and their lies, their actions, all shall be rid of this.
indeed we will. Know, though, Count, that it is by our power and doing that you will once again taste that sweet power of rulership, and it is also then by our power that we can unseat you should we decide to do so.
No, such an offer is more than I expected, and I will gladly take it. Ruling by someone else's power is what anyone with a deity does regardless, is it not?
You catch
I
on
just
quickly.
have mine so very much closer.
Indeed you would. Oh, and there apparently goes the call again. Was that like the 4th time this evening? Gosh darn it. Sometime. Oh, I'm back.
I didn't notice you were gone.
None of us noticed you were gone. I'm
Drops
sorry.
out.
We've been offered accommodations.
Well, isn't that nice? We
You
can
want
leave.
you want his firstborn.
We will take your offer of accommodations if
He's
you
like,
give
he's
me
like
all
100
your
years
sons.
old.
What?
His firstborn.
That would be kind of funny. I don't know what we would use a Havel for, though.
I'm sure Cash could find a use somehow.
If the firstborn was a female,
Vivisectionism.
Yeah, exactly. How does a half-elf look inside?
While alive.
No, you're being creepy.
Yes.
That's what vivisectionism means.
Creepy?
No, live
Yes.
section.
yes, with a noble bow, Azurius will say farewell to the Count.
So we're not gonna ask for any firstborn?
I'm not.
We seal this blood covenant with the blood of the firstborn of his house.
I mean, do you want a contract written up?
We certainly do, yes.
So then there's sort of like,
You
you
know,
want a contract? Come back.
Honestly, we should probably do these contracts or start doing them for real because we had the Knot of Thorn contract stuff we wrote, and we should do the same thing for like our seneschals and like stand-ins around the kingdom.
Very well, give me a stack of paper and give me an hour.
It's extremely long contract. It
there's
stipulates
some-
everything.
There's a lot with very, very small letters.
He's typing very small letters.
Do you happen to have a magnifying glass?
Exactly.
As the ones drafting the contract, you cannot make it with any false pretenses.
Exactly.
No, I'm making it so there are absolutely zero loopholes.
Oh, there are always loopholes.
True.
Not
Unless
devils,
you write
but rules that make loopholes. Because you can't have something without.
Yes, but
And then it just becomes a contest with the Lord of the Lawyer Devils to try to outdo him in making something without loopholes. He takes a challenge.
Section 17E. This contract contains no loopholes.
Well, as a matter of fact, that itself.
It's a loophole.
If you have any question, contact Desidor.
But yes, I can happily write up contracts if you want me to put contracts forward.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Very well. I can
sure.
spend the night writing up a contract.
And you can send it to me when you have it at some point.
That might take me a while to write up.
Yeah, I expect.
Basically, it's just a form contract. Like basically, the Knot of Thorn layout saying you serve us, and as long as you do, you have our protection. And if we ever betray you, then you can break the contract. Standard devil stuff.
Then we have like a giant list of what actually constitutes betrayal.
Oh yeah. That's that's this appendix with like 3,000
And what
pages.
constitutes service and what constitutes protection.
Yep,
We're not liable for any damage that may come to you as part of working.
exactly. Well, of course not.
Seems like a
If a black dragon were to fly into the
If a black dragon would approach and take your princess, you are not to.
there is no way that is our problem.
In
And
the
what a
event that-
ridiculous suggestion.
I mean, of course, even if you make a contract, if you don't protect him, then you will be.
Of course.
Too.
in the event that entire city sinks into the sea, we are not responsible for the damages to our
I
house.
mean, we will protect him. We will offer the Whispering Lord's protection to him. Anyone who approach him or moves against him has moved against the Lords, and as such will be destroyed.
Eventually.
We will send some of our best men to do it, and if they're really persistent, then we will come ourselves. But then you better hide your, hide your city, because there's not going to be too much left when we're done.
Hide your city. I like
Yep.
it.
It's basically
I
when
assume
the,
you're not going to do this night.
no, of course. But calling us in to handle something like this is calling in a tactical nuke, right? do you really want?
Just note that these things go both ways.
Of course. We wouldn't betray him. Never. We would just kill him outright.
That wouldn't be betrayal.
No.
That would just be cancellation of
Yeah,
service.
he's just dead. I mean, he can't be betrayed if he's dead. It's
If you
not,
want to cancel it, you have to kill us first.
it's not my fault if he will fall down a stair and just break his neck.
Right, is
Well,
that too?
We're like Comcast.
He wakes up and he has
The
adamantine
Comcast
dagger.
of evil.
Yeah, he bids you to enjoy the rest of the banquet and maybe talk to some of the people. There's some artists and what. Really, most of them seem to be boring old men.
No.
Who are just going around sort of talking about this and that sort of noble thing about one of them talking about his work in botany and whatnot. Not particularly interesting.
Yeah. So Zacharias can certainly. He's a scholar. He will certainly
No, so I'm
talk.
talking about the new printing presses.
Hmm.
Very exciting.
Well, Cash will say in her very drow elven to him, have a nice evening.
He will respond in his own elven. It's sort of brackish. Clearly hasn't been using it for a long time, and say, "You."
Will this be the beginning of a beautiful friendship?
It depends on him, you know.
Doesn't it
You know,
always?
it's starting to be a little hard. There's Asorius, there's Trig, there's Raiju, there's her husband, and for God's sake, they're so hard to keep track on them all.
I think Cash. I think Cash needs
She
to get
gets
comfortable.
around.
She does.
Well, Asorius is the most creepy one. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up and burn to death.
You are the most
Probably.
creepy one, Asurius.
Well, Cash didn't know
I'm the most
Asorius
creep.
what.
I'm the most creepy. I'm impressed. I have Zacharias next to me.
Well, Cash has never had any sexual relationship with Zacharias.
Oh,
Hmm.
how do we know that?
Well, she
Nurse.
just told us.
Well, you know.
Yeah, how would we know that though?
That's like, that's awkward.
Ah, well.
The rest of the banquet, it was nicely. You can talk around.
Yeah, most certainly. Zacharias will.
Let's listen to stories from boring old men.
Zacharias will fraternize, throw his intellectual clout around, and discuss technologies and stuff.
Sure, these people seem mostly to be people who fund sort of technology.
Oh, the philanthropists.
Yeah. So and they're very excited about this whole press thing.
Hmm.
If the sort of the things to those sort of, if they could be brought to the market, then the money that could be made. Currently, they're just pressing Bibles. I mean, what kind of
They
thing
should
is that
print
to do?
IKEA catalogs.
They want them to do all the big rare tomes so
Mm-hmm.
that they can take crazy amount of money for them and become super rich, more than so already.
Hmm.
They would love that. Really like that.
I would
It
really.
also seems that apparently this information has been gained from some books and some studying with some scholar and planet traveler from
Oh.
some distance far away.
Oh.
Not really sure where anyone knows where it came from, but apparently he helped in the construction of these.
Oh. Well.
It's quite amazing.
I'm sure I will find his design notes in the library somewhere.
Cash hearing this will probably look at Sorius and go, wanna dance?
Oh, printing press. Let's dance.
Azurius will turn from his conversation to Cash. If that is your request, my lady.
Fine, let's go then. Because this is boring.
We would dance the night away.
It's nice dancing music. So Karen will be asked up by some other noble lady.
Sure.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say go away.
So go away.
She dances nicely. Slow.
Karen steps on her feet all the time.
Karen, Karen is.
Right.
That's alright.
Yeah. Look at him. He's freaking ripped. Of course, the ladies are gonna ask him out.
She's up in the years.
Yeah,
Probably.
sure.
And he has presented himself as a rich merchant and is ripped that he's like the ladies' magnet at this party.
He's rich and ripped. Like,
Yeah.
The
It's
only
God.
amazing.
the reason Cash doesn't ask Chiron is because she doesn't want a stupid reply.
He has this super tight, thin T-shirt that like displays all of his abs.
oh, I spilled wine all over it. Oh, no.
Oops!
Oh,
I best
you're gonna-
take it off now.
You're gonna win a win T-shirt.
And every lady swoons in the whole place.
Cue the slow motion.
But you know, of course, a serious would know that if a lady asks a gentleman to dance, it is an affront to her husband if the gentleman says no.
Well, I know nothing of a husband.
What would Zacharias know of Cash's husband actually, because he performed the scrying?
Well, he looks like somewhat of a playboy. He's in a small apartment in Gaston Hall, and seems to just enjoy life a lot.
He's very, very handsome.
Do you want that apartment complex disintegrated?
No,
Okay, yes,
Don't
checking.
ask me again.
he hasn't done anything wrong. She got killed, and and he thinks she's dead, and she's been thinking maybe it's time he knows she's not. Besides, she's known him since he was a kid, and it's also her master's son.
Oh, how delicious!
Now, to
Yeah,
dance the night away.
very.
I will not disintegrate his. I was more like, is it like you're vengeful against your old husband, like he betrayed you or something?
No, not at all.
But that's my story.
All right.
Will
No,
Zacharias
no.
accept the dance offer?
No. He can. He'll say that his old bones will not allow him to dance such a frivolous dancing,
No.
and he will, lean on his cane or something. He wouldn't pass an old man with his walking stick.
Well, I'll get on Chiron's dance card.
Yep.
Or
Yes.
serious.
Yes. Move them towards.
Also have people ask her if she wants to dance after she's done with the surgery, of course.
It would be a very awkward dance if someone wanted to dance with Zacharias, because they would probably freeze up.
Oh,
Just-
God.
Well, that
No.
is awkward.
See, that's why I wear gloves that are secretly lined with lead.
Oh, the Baroness's sister like froze up and turned into this like a drained husk on the floor.
Let me
it
start
must
the
be something in the
restoration.
wine.
Let me start the restoration and remove paralysis process.
But actually, he would be quite good to have with us, her husband, because he's the kind of guy who knows every freaking thing about everyone.
Zacharias does wear gloves though when he is out and about.
That would be. a
You're
good
wearing
idea.
gloves inside?
Oh, they all think you're a butler.
No, of course. I mean, all the ladies wear gloves. Long gloves.
He's not a lady though.
No, he's a scholar. Doesn't want
Yeah.
to hurt his books, right?
Yeah, my hands are very important to me in my
He
work.
glasses.
So
Monocle.
need to a monocle, exactly.
You say your hands is so fragile.
They are, yes. They're like precious art.
In like fine rice paper.
They have this like very white, fair skin.
Touch anything, they begin to flake because they're so unused. So.
Now it's getting gross.
Oh my.
He's a lich, it can't get much grosser than that.
Reveal himself at the party.
Well, Cash liked that she could.
The
Do the
fear
whole-
aura would hit.
Well, Cash was happy she could do the whole wine. Delicious.
She like,
Yeah, the food is
it's so full, it's so
rice,
good.
much shrimp, caviar, really all the best you could imagine. These are not, pheasant. The food in this city quite clearly is abundant. It gets shipped in all the time from the whole damn kingdom.
She'll probably ask Zacharias, "You want some shrimp?" Oh, wait.
Oops, my bad, you're dead.
Oh, you're dead.
Azurius will happily eat shrimp right in front of Zacharias.
Zacharias doesn't care. He'll just
I'm just imagining
Doesn't
the
really
entire
say
party.
Crying on the
They just
inside.
eat shrimp.
The
I'm
same.
just imagining the entire party like doing a circle around Zacharias and really noisily eating food.
He has honestly, Zacharias has not actually eaten anything
have
for
to
almost.
Yeah.
He has not actually eaten anything since he got his ring of sustenance, like back in the horn or something.
You didn't even join us when we had our feasts.
He did. Well, that's true. He did.
You enjoy the evening. Do you go home or do you choose to stay in a guest room? Or...
I mean, if our anonymity is sort of guaranteed if we stay here, this might be the better alternative, and the old fisherman can have his house back.
Sure, the domination will eventually
His
run out.
guest disappeared.
Oh well. They went home to the faraway kingdom they came from.
Such a long way. But at least they said hello.
All the way back to Andoran.
Yeah. The Andoran fisherman.
You like my title, by the way?
He has traveled far.
What's your title? Baron Ivon Alexander Mayburn of Winterwell of Andoran.
A long name.
Doesn't Doran even have nobles?
No, it does.
If I were to say it
People
with
don't know.
I'm going to say it the way a Danish person would. Baron Yvonne Alexander Mayburn of Wintervale of Andoran. Oh.
And that's how Drow sounds.
Drow is Danish.
Drow is Danish, it's true.
The point stands, but too far away for anyone to realise if I.
Have been
if the title
Swedish.
you-
I thought no, I thought yeah, maybe, yeah, might work.
Orvin is German.
Yes,
It
clearly.
is, yes.
Eisenbach.
Mm-hmm.
German name. Yeah. So yeah, you can stay in the guest room.
Awesome.
Would the Baron or the Baroness have the ability to draw like a crude map or something for us of the thing, or will we just? Because it might be nice to have a map to actually take a look at just to see the layout.
You
Because-
won't be able to get a map of the inner sanctum, at least not from them.
Sure. Like, are we when they said inner sanctum? Is that like the inner building? Like, is there
Yes.
like okay?
It's like in layers, like an onion.
Mm-hmm.
It is quite a large place. So the inner sanctum itself will be pretty big.
So basically, we don't really know what's inside. We don't have any clear way of getting there. It might be a good idea to sort of look around and see if there is any known like magical defenses of the place. Like, did the Baron or the Baroness actually know anything like that? Will we talk to them or?
Well,
just-
you can't scry in there.
no,
And
And he did say like golems and stuff.
no, but I mean like spells, like.
Oh,
you can't scry in there, and it's difficult to get in there if you, well, not invited. So of course he can invite you, so
Mhm.
that makes it a little easier.
But
He certainly does. He asks you if you would like to come with him to the Adarium in, a few days before the eclipse.
That would be nice, yes.
And you can stay, of course, while he goes to do some errands.
Marcus can't enter though, can he?
Yeah, he's invited now.
Yeah, he's going to be invited in.
the Baron can invite him because he is already allowed in there and can bring people.
He has the authority to bring people.
But that means we have roughly 2 weeks and 6 days until, well, 2 weeks or 3 days or something like that until we're actually moving. And until then, we can't really scout the place because we can't really get in ourselves unless we like do the whole like invisibility sneaking in thing.
I don't think that's going to work, honestly.
I don't think so either. I think
It's too risky.
yeah, I think so too. Which means that we have potentially a lot of downtime actually until we need to strike.
Is there anything we can do during those 2 weeks that might be useful? We could scout the rest of like Methrin, but there's no real point apart from sating our curiosity, really.
Yeah, I am of a mind to just basically say, we can certainly scout more Methrin. I would almost be sort of inclined to do a little work with the organizations and stuff and set up some things, because once we move against the king, there's gonna, there's gonna happen a lot of damn things because when we kill the king, Theodora is gonna visit us pretty soon afterwards because she usually does, and then she, according to Desitor, is gonna say like, "Oh, come to meet Thorn." At this point, we're gonna say, "No, screw you, Theodora,"
Teleport.
and she will run away and tell Thorn that we won't come, and he will see, "Oh, you betrayed me," and he will move against us for real. And we kind of need to. We're gonna go into like a shadow war with Thorn at that point. So we I kind of feel like we need to have some stuff set up on our island and like organizations moved into position and stuff like that because we're kind of gonna try to kill Thorn, and he's a lich, and it's hard to kill a lich, and we need to find his phylactery and stuff.
Hard to kill a lich, you say?
Well, Desitor is on the case.
Desitor is on the case.
He is
Detective Desitor.
Detective Desitor. We also need to kill that Gathian or whatever it was he wanted us to kill.
I now promote him to Sergeant Detective, and as a result, he now gets a monocle.
I have
You
also
want us to release Theodora.
I have noted down something called the Liber Darius or something, I think, is one of my notes. I'm not sure why I have that.
The Libra Darren was the codex of the Darius family that Fawn wanted.
Oh yes, Thorn wanted that, yes, correct. Well, he's not gonna get it.
He's gonna pound about that.
We're gonna get it.
There is no chance that happens to hold some big secret in it.
It might very well do, and we're gonna uncover it, no doubt.
If Fawn wants it, we want it.
Exactly, because we're done.
It is actually just the king's diary.
We're his favorite soup recipe. No, at this point we're done taking orders from Thorn. After this, we're gonna go into war with him and try to take him out.
Shadow war, though. We're not going to openly just.
Nope.
Why not?
We don't have the resources to combat Thorn on the field. I think we kind of need to be sneaky about it.
Here I am.
Rock you like a
1 second, let me throw 100
Oh,
fire.
just accept the invitation.
I love the scorpions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will mean he has his Agathian or Agathion or whatever he was called, his fortress, and we have the Whispering Isle or the Isle of Whispers or whatever we end up calling it. And he can scry us, and we can scry him, and then we have secret bases, and it's gonna be great.
And we're going to send minions to fight.
Make a skeleton
Minions.
key and
Yeah, exactly.
send the Sky Ranger to.
But yeah, we're probably gonna need when she shows up. We're probably gonna be like, no, we're not, and then we're gonna go straight into action and try to find his damn phylactery, because that's gonna be our main priority probably.
Does it also want us to free Theodora from Thorn, though?
Yeah, we need to kill him for that.
Yeah, we can at least tell Theodora, like, we know what. Well, we shouldn't tell her anything actually.
No.
Not
we
while
shouldn't.
she's still controlled by his phone.
No.
So, my question then: is anyone going to be absent next week?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Next week, no. The week after, I will be.
All right. All right. Just needs to be no.
Yeah.
So do you want to? There's lots of stuff, fun stuff to do, of course.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff to do in Methrin.
Do you want to take another day of rumors, or do you want to just? I mean, we don't have to hurry here. But Jake's not here.
We can look at the other half of the city, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we'll spend another day here, look around at the parts that we haven't seen, gather rumors on the way, and then eventually head back to the island and do organization stuff.
You do know that Jake won't be able to have a room here, though. It was only us who were given a room.
We will ask them to invite him.
I'm sure he'll allow my bodyguard to stay.
Asking that way, sure.
Like
Peter Parker, your bodyguard.
The thing is, he's not called Peter Parker.
Yes, he is.
No, he isn't.
Did you look at the label?
The name was changed,
Aww.
but he will remain Peter Parker to me.
But yeah, our main mission here is to kill the king, and we're gonna do that in the Adarium. And I mean, the rest of the city is quite huge.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's just interesting stuff here. The problem is I'm not really sure exactly what to look for and why at this point.
Yeah, the why is the big question. I mean, we could go look for the inevitable side quest. Like, find more booze for this noble guy.
No, we're
Nothing
not. We're
you
not
want to
gonna.
do? But, I mean, you can do whatever you want. If there's nothing you want to do, then sure.
We raid the old palace and rob the treasury.
You know,
Do we remember?
we should all have used names like from Stan Lee's. And Cash could have been Molly the model, and Zacharias could be Doctor Doom. And
That would be a good alias to use.
I will approve of the Doctor Doom.
Why does he always use the same letter for both first name and surname? Millie the model, the Molly the model,
Because alliteration.
Peter Parker, Victor Von Doom. Huh?
As for gathering rumors, I think
Doom.
we should spend at least one more day on that, and maybe we'll find out something interesting that we want to pursue.
Maybe we can take another stab at it. But after that, like character-wise, Zacharias would probably all right. We've seen enough. We can teleport back here when it's time. I'm gonna head back to the island and set up my damn void senate.
Other things that guys will get then is during the next day. You can gather rumors now if you want. You'll also get a sending from Mutt telling him that Tiberius has requested him for a meeting.
Oh, Mott.
Oh, Tiberius.
Aww.
Something to talk about.
That sounds interesting.
Tiberius, who's that?
Tiberius is the master of magic in Gastonhall. He is supposedly the most powerful wizard in all of Telengard.
Where the
And
hell did you meet that guy?
well, Zacharias has met him, and he helped him establish the new magical academy.
Which Zacharias happens to basically be the unofficial overlord of.
Yeah, Zacharias has infiltrated it, and with the Void Senate, and it's aiming to rule it completely.
You basically are.
You
I
didn't
am.
tell us
I have a decent amount of sway in the academy. Thrain is still a powerhouse, of course. I haven't openly challenged him.
Well, the point is, you don't necessarily need to openly challenge
No,
him. You're still
but
basically controlling from the shadows.
And I don't want to. I want him on my side. I don't want him against me.
So when
You
we
know that he at least there you go here you see a large place, the Golem Works that he owns.
So-
Exactly.
when we are gonna go up against Thorn, are we gonna bring his nephew on a silver platter, maybe?
Would be nice if we could.
can, yes, if we can.
But yeah, Zacharias will send
Stab
back
the hell
that.
out of him and get him gonna be eaten by hellhounds.
Send back to Mott and say that he will be there by the end of the day.
Cash will as she goes around gathering information, she will hear a common slogan,
Yay!
Slogan.
which is "Death to the fire axe, victory to the victor's blood."
Aw,
That,
sucks.
that needs to be stomped out.
Starting now.
Pen strike.
Oh God.
Punch to the face.
Sirius will learn nothing new. Kyron, however,
You will defer to you.
we'll see a few people huddled together in the street, and they're coughing quite badly, with symptoms that seem familiar.
Yay!
It's arrived.
That will increase Kyron's mood substantially.
Where was this?
While Zacharias, as she walks to the Scarlet Place, will find an old lady who promises that she has actually found the cure for the tears of death, and it is a rare herbal tea that she grows, and is from the Far East, and it takes you have to drink 1 dose a day, and they're quite expensive, and then in a week it'll be cured.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Can Zacharias take a look at this
It uses
magical?
root power.
Oh, root power, you
It's
say?
earth magic.
An earth magic.
The Far East of the Dragon Kingdom.
Oh
Dragon.
yes, of course. Is this old lady telling the truth, or is it just gibberish?
Oh, she's a complete fraud.
Oh, okay.
Well, she needs to earn her money somewhere.
Zacharias doesn't care. Yeah.
She
Another
actually found the cure, Hal.
thing you learn as you walk around is that apparently, this is really all of you, second day, is apparently, there's some rumors going around that the king has been looking for someone to marry his daughter to.
Oh.
Kyron?
And many of the sort of powerful people from outside town have been looking here and seem to be, kind of sucking up a little bit.
Kyron, go.
Some have sent nice gifts of money and whatnot.
Well, here comes Robert Barclay, the most handsome and ripped merchant in all of Talengard.
You know what? We put you inside a big cake and we send it to her.
Yes,
and then you jump out of it.
You leap out wearing only a top hat, and then it will be done.
You know what I find scary? If she does end up having the dragon bloodline, will that be a black and silver dragon?
Yeah, that would be great.
They would have so many fights.
I know.
Oh god. The domestic violence would be epic.
And we don't know who's actually beating who.
As you explore the poor peasant quarter over here, by the bridge over there, you see that there's a man standing sort of on a soapbox. He's one of the doomsayers. Haven't been a whole lot in this city, really.
I will.
He's calling out, all of the calamity of these last few years. I know what began him. It began when we defeated and burned the temples and priests of the adversary, I have no love for the devil god, but his reach is long and his memory is eternal. I have no doubt that the true author of these ills is Modius himself. I say his name. It used to.
Let's clap.
Sailing by.
Yay!
Yay!
As Azurus walks
Many are
past,
sort of like when he says his name.
as Azurus walks past, he'll very subtly just flick a silver coin towards him.
Give him 37 pieces of silver. Not a piece of silver.
Yeah, like
piled money on him.
good. Keep spreading. Is it like do we see?
Spreading a good word.
Yeah, exactly. Do we see I mean, if someone actually standing.
People are somber around there. Some people shake their heads. Some people gasp.
Azurus is contemplating the fact that one word can kill all of them.
But nobody seems to do anything about it.
Oh, the Inquisition will, no doubt. Did we have, by the way, that may be something for the downtime to look in more closely, but did Lady Cash have an Inquisitor she wanted killed?
Yeah.
Well, there is two places. There is the basically religious military area, and then there's a damn giant cathedral.
I think it's inside didn't it? It looked like a cathedral, didn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda did.
Did you have the name?
Malachi? Voice in my head?
You know the name.
No, you didn't tell me.
His name?
Oh, I thought he's asking for the cathedral's name, isn't he?
No, not the cathedral name, for the actual...
Well, there's only one huge-ass cathedral.
Tryon.
Tryon?
Tyrion Fordring. What?
No,
What? Lord Fordring.
Very Aspringer.
Trajan.
Just out of curiosity, your Arcana check there?
Yeah.
What was that roll of?
That's a roll of 14.
Okay, guys. So your maximum roll then is 55.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's pretty good.
You know something of 55 about magic.
So,
do you want
to take some downtime just, or...
I mean,
do you want to jump a week, or 2 weeks, or how much? What do you...
Don't you think it would be too dangerous to go in and murder this priest, Inquisitor?
It's way too dangerous.
I will say this: if you can somehow devise a plan to get him out and set him up, so Zacharias will help killing an Inquisitor. That's fun. That's fun stuff. He enjoys that.
Yeah, but Don't you think it's gonna be too dangerous though? It's
I don't
gonna
know.
set our mission in jeopardy.
I don't know anything about it. I don't see how. The killing an Inquisitor won't be like, oh, to the Adarium!
But we are going into one of the grand cathedrals.
Just don't let anyone see you, or see your true face or the face you're gonna use when you actually walk into the Adarium. Like use another disguise, and I don't know.
That random lady over there, I'll be her.
Maybe we can do something to make our attack on the Adarium easier by somehow inciting violence, which may coincide with the murder of an Inquisitor, and then all the guards from the Adarium are going to be sent on patrols. Or
Could
No.
always just send him.
The Adarium is the forbidden city of the royal family. They're never gonna send those guards away. Though they live there
If
for
anything,
life.
if violence
they're-
started here, it's possible they'll just ramp their defense up even higher.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't-
the Adarium is outside the city anyway. It's not in here. It's like Malachi said, it was on the western, like outside of the
Basically,
western
the other
border.
side of this open bit.
Yeah. So it's not even. Yeah. Anything happening in the city won't affect the Adarium, I think.
So if we can't do anything to affect the Adarium, like in a positive way for us at least, then we can really do whatever as long as it doesn't prompt a response from the Adarium.
The thing I would possibly do is to go there like with invisibility running and check for actual magical wards to detect
I
magic
don't
and stuff.
think that's a good idea, because if they have golems and stuff, they might also have true seeing on random dudes and all that crap. And if we get spotted, we are screwed, because then they will prepare,
I agree.
or at least ramp up their defenses.
But then we are certainly going in blind. And I don't like that.
Chiron's God always get us the right way.
Still, I mean, there's scholarly quarters here. There is resources in Gaston Hall. Maybe there are actually, there are records in Ermathra's library for wards and or anything that he might have assisted, or anyone has assisted in the damn construction of the thing. I mean, I forget what king was it? The scholar who built it. Maybe there are actually old plans and stories of the building of the Adarium, and you can actually see there's he inscribed holy word on every brick laid in the Adarium, and or things like that. You actually have a slight inclination of what type of magics and stuff might actually protect the place.
But that's not something that we can do in Methrin.
No.
By the way, that Inquisitor, we can always get him out by, with a message saying that we know where that Dark Elf is.
I potentially could, because I do have old contacts in Methrin, actually. So I could try to use some of them to discover something. We'll get access to old libraries or forgotten tomes or something like that. I could try.
Always an option.
Apart from that, yeah, I don't really have much else to suggest, honestly.
I freaking hate my cat.
Okay.
Every time she walks in here, she opens the door and then she goes and takes a shit in her litter box, and the litter box is very close to the room, so she opens the door, takes a shit in the litter box so I can smell it. Every time! I have to close it again.
Oh, poop cat.
Yeah.
Well, what we can do is take our downtime in steps, 6 days at a time or something.
Can we at least try and see if we can get that Inquisitor out of there and meet up with us somehow?
Certainly could. I don't see why